Welcome to the Mansuri Review, where we go beyond the headlines. We break down interviews from the Mansuri Show on ARY Digital TV and analyze articles from Pakistan-U.S and Urdu-Link.
Right.
This time, we're taking a deep dive into Pakistan's tech scene and its relationship with the U.S.
Interesting.
A lot's been happening, especially with the 2024 U.S. election results and the new Republican administration.
It's a fascinating time to be looking at this relationship.
Absolutely.
Especially since Pakistan is positioning itself as a major player in the global tech world.
Absolutely. And we've got some amazing source material to dig into.
Okay.
We're focusing on an exclusive interview with Ambassador Rizwan Saeed Sheikh,
Right.
Pakistan's ambassador to the U.S.
Got it.
This interview was conducted by Arif Zafar Mansuri for Pakistan-Link Urdu-Link and the Mansuri Show.
Okay.
What really struck me was the ambassador's deep knowledge of how the U.S. and Pakistan work together.
He's definitely not a newcomer to this.
Yeah.
Over 30 years in diplomacy, serving in the Middle East, the UN.
Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and even as deputy head of mission in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Talk about experience.
That kind of insider perspective is invaluable, especially now. I mean, the ambassador paints this picture of Pakistan's tech sector just booming.
Right.
With over 35,000 IT graduates entering the workforce every year.
And he emphasizes how cost-effective Pakistani IT services are,
Right.
being 70% cheaper than U.S. counterparts.
Wow.
And 20–30% cheaper than even regional competitors.
Really?
This cost advantage stems from a young, highly skilled and English-speaking workforce, along with a favorable exchange rate. For U.S. companies, this presents a huge opportunity to access top talent without breaking the bank.
It's mind-blowing how much cheaper it is.
Yeah.
70% is a game changer for any company looking to save money while still getting high-quality work done.
And the ambassador didn't just talk about it.
Right.
He took action.
Yeah.
He organized the first ever Pakistan IT investment conference in Silicon Valley
Oh, wow.
in November 2024.
What's really interesting is he didn't just bring presentations and speeches.
Yeah.
He brought actual Pakistani IT projects looking for funding and expertise.
That's like a try before you buy situation for investors. You can see the talent and the innovation firsthand.
It was a strategic move to showcase what Pakistan can do,
Right.
attract those U.S. investments, and really solidify their place in the global IT market.
Now, here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
We're talking about a world where China and the U.S. are kind of locked in this economic rivalry.
Right.
So how does Pakistan, with its historically strong relationship with China, navigate this tricky situation?
The ambassador cleverly points out how Pakistan actually played a crucial role in opening relations between the U.S. and China back in the 70s.
Wow, I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
So they're not strangers to this delicate balancing act.
Not at all. And they're positioning themselves to do it again, advocating for what they call an economic corridor that would benefit both the U.S. and China.
Okay.
It's a bit of a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
But they're emphasizing their right to have good relations with all countries.
You're listening to the Mansuri Review, where we offer unfiltered analysis.
Right.
Now, while tech is definitely a huge focus, the ambassador didn't stop there.
Right.
He sees so many other areas where the U.S. and Pakistan can work together.
He talked about climate change, highlighting how both countries are vulnerable to extreme weather and suggesting potential for collaboration through initiatives like the Green Alliance.
Interesting.
Finding common ground on these global challenges is smart.
Yeah.
It's something everyone can get behind.
Absolutely. He also brought up Pakistan's largely agrarian economy, suggesting that U.S. investment in this sector could be a win-win, addressing both economic interests and global food security concerns.
Right.
It's about thinking strategically and finding solutions that benefit everyone.
He even talked about expanding educational partnerships.
Yeah.
Building on the success of the Fulbright program, he proposed an education corridor and increased collaboration between universities. It's a multi-pronged approach to strengthening those ties through shared interests and knowledge exchange.
And let's not forget the Pakistani-American community,
Right.
1 million strong.
Huge.
The ambassador sees this diaspora as a powerful force in strengthening U.S.-Pakistan relations.
Yeah, it's like having a built-in bridge between the two cultures.
He encouraged them to actively participate in economic, political, and cultural initiatives. Imagine having 1 million people who understand both cultures working to bring them closer.
Yeah.
That's a real asset.
Absolutely.
He even attended a dinner hosted by Friends of Pakistan,
Okay.
a group focused on boosting economic ties.
Interesting.
He praised their non-political approach and vision, showing how much he values this community's involvement.
Makes sense.
But we can't ignore the elephant in the room.
Right.
Donald Trump's recent election win and the new Republican majority in Congress.
Right. Big changes.
This interview took place right after the election.
Okay.
How did the ambassador address this shift in the political landscape?
With a lot of diplomatic grace, I'd say.
Yeah.
He congratulated the American people and emphasized Pakistan's commitment to working with the new administration, focusing on shared interests and common ground.
So no awkwardness?
Nope.
No negativity?
Just a focus on moving forward and finding ways to collaborate despite any political differences. A very pragmatic approach.
But the ambassador's core message, the one that really resonated, was Surf Pakistan.
Which translates to only Pakistan.
Okay.
It's a powerful call to action, urging everyone, not just governments, to actively participate in strengthening U.S.-Pakistan ties.
It's a big idea.
Yeah.
This call to go beyond just words.
Right.
But what does that actually look like in practice? What concrete steps can people take to make this vision a reality?
That's the million-dollar question. And that's what we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right.
So we left off with a challenge.
Yeah.
How to turn this idea of Surf Pakistan into something real, something tangible.
It's about moving beyond the rhetoric and creating those opportunities for collaboration that the ambassador talked about.
And he wasn't just talking to governments.
No.
He sees a role for everyone.
Right.
Individuals, businesses, organizations.
It's about making connections on multiple levels, building those people-to-people ties right alongside the economic and political partnerships.
He specifically called on the Pakistani-American community to get involved, right? To use their unique position to bridge that cultural divide.
Exactly. It's almost like citizen diplomacy.
Yeah.
Can be advocates, share their stories, and help change perceptions.
Okay, so let's get specific.
Okay.
If someone's listening to this and thinking, I want to get involved, but what can I actually do?
Right.
What are some concrete examples?
Well, the ambassador was really excited about the potential for U.S. companies to explore opportunities in Pakistan's tech sector.
He kept mentioning that massive pool of skilled and affordable IT professionals.
Yeah.
Over 35,000 new graduates every year.
And it's not just about finding cheap labor.
Right.
He emphasized their expertise in cutting-edge fields like cybersecurity, AI, e-commerce, and fintech.
Okay.
Pakistan is quickly becoming a hub for AI development.
Interesting.
Particularly in areas like agriculture and healthcare.
Okay.
This could be very attractive to U.S. companies seeking innovative solutions in those sectors.
So imagine you're a tech startup and need some development work done. Or maybe you're a larger company seeking a strategic partnership to access these specialized skills.
Right.
Pakistan's tech scene offers a unique combination of affordability and expertise.
And there's potential beyond tech, too.
Yeah.
The ambassador mentioned agriculture, energy, and healthcare as areas ripe for investment and collaboration.
He even talked about finalizing investment deals with GCC countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE.
Yes.
Suggesting that U.S. investors could follow suit.
It's about seeing Pakistan not just as a market, but as a partner in innovation.
Right.
A source of solutions for global challenges.
Now, what about individuals who aren't CEOs or venture capitalists?
Right.
What can they do to contribute?
The ambassador talked a lot about the importance of cultural exchange.
Okay.
There's a lot of power in simple human connection.
Supporting Pakistani artists, musicians, and filmmakers is a great way to promote understanding and appreciation of Pakistani culture here in the U.S.
Exactly. It helps break down stereotypes and build bridges between people.
Yeah.
It's about seeing each other as human beings first.
And those personal connections can have ripple effects.
For sure.
You might meet someone at a cultural event who becomes a business partner.
Right.
Or a friend who introduces you to a whole new world of ideas.
It's about expanding your own horizons and recognizing the shared humanity that connects us all.
The ambassador also mentioned education.
Yeah.
He talked about the Fulbright program.
Right.
But what about other ways to foster those educational ties?
Well, universities could partner up for research projects.
Right.
Or we could see more student exchange programs.
Okay.
There's so much potential for learning from each other,
Right.
sharing knowledge, and building lasting connections.
And that goes both ways.
Absolutely.
It's not just about Americans going to Pakistan.
Yeah.
But also welcoming Pakistani students and scholars here in the U.S.
Exactly. It's about creating those two-way streets of understanding and building a more interconnected world.
Let's be real, though.
Okay.
There are challenges, right?
Oh, of course.
Investing in any emerging market carries some risk.
Absolutely. The ambassador acknowledged concerns about things like intellectual property protection, logistical hurdles, and even the political climate.
The tension between India and Pakistan is definitely a factor that can't be ignored.
Right.
We have to be honest about those challenges, but also recognize that there are ways to mitigate them.
He's confident that the rewards outweigh the risks.
Okay.
And his message is ultimately about hope and possibility.
Yeah.
He believes that the U.S. and Pakistan can work together to create a more prosperous and secure future for both countries.
So what does that future look like? What's the end goal of all this collaboration?
He talked about Pakistan becoming a key player in the global tech scene, a source of innovation and expertise, and a partner in tackling global challenges like climate change.
And he sees the Pakistani-American community as a bridge, a vital link in strengthening those ties.
It's about more than just transactions.
Right.
It's about building trust, fostering mutual respect, and creating a win-win scenario where both sides benefit.
So it's not just about serve Pakistan, right?
Right.
It's about serve the world.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected and that our destinies are intertwined. The ambassador is calling for a more collaborative and understanding world. Yeah. One where differences are seen as strengths and partnerships are built on mutual respect.
And that's a vision worth striving for.
Absolutely.
But it requires action.
Yeah.
It requires us to step up, to engage, to build those bridges of understanding.
He's laid out the possibilities. Now it's up to all of us to decide what role we want to play in making that vision a reality.
So let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've talked about the big picture, but I want to get a sense of the man behind the message.
Right.
What stands out to you about Ambassador Sheikh?
His experience is remarkable. Over 3 decades in diplomacy.
Wow.
Serving in all those different roles.
He even served as deputy head of mission at the Pakistan Embassy in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Before becoming ambassador.
He's not a newcomer to the U.S.-Pakistan relationship.
No, he's seen it all.
Yeah.
The ups and downs, the challenges and the moments of collaboration.
That experience gives him a unique perspective.
Right.
He's dealt with some tough issues. Terrorism, trade disputes, climate change. But he seems to approach everything with a calm and pragmatic mindset.
He's definitely a problem solver.
Yeah.
Focused on finding common ground, even when there are significant differences.
And you can tell he's passionate about his work.
Absolutely.
He truly believes in Pakistan's potential.
Yeah.
And he's dedicated to strengthening ties with the U.S.
Okay.
He even shared a bit about his personal life, mentioning his wife and 3 children.
He talked about how they lived in the U.S. before.
Yeah.
So he's not just a diplomat.
Right.
He's someone who's experienced American culture firsthand.
It humanizes him.
Right.
Makes his message feel more relatable.
Exactly. He's not just representing Pakistan. He's advocating for it. And he's doing it in a way that's both persuasive and inspiring.
He's a skilled communicator.
Absolutely. He knows how to connect with people.
Right.
Whether it's a room full of business leaders or a group of students.
He's authentic.
Yeah.
He's knowledgeable. And he's clearly dedicated to building a stronger, more collaborative relationship between Pakistan and the U.S.
Now, going back to the challenges we were discussing, one that's particularly relevant to the tech sector is intellectual property protection.
It's a valid concern for any U.S. company considering doing business in Pakistan.
Right. How does Pakistan address those concerns?
Well, the ambassador didn't go into specifics during the interview.
Okay.
However, he did emphasize Pakistan's commitment to creating a business-friendly environment and attracting foreign investment.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that this is something they're working on.
Precisely. And I think it's worth doing some research to see what specific measures Pakistan has in place to protect intellectual property rights.
Good point. It's important to be informed and to understand the legal framework before making any decisions.
And I think it's also important to remember that challenges are not unique to Pakistan.
Right.
Every country has its own set of risks and opportunities.
That's true. It's about weighing those factors carefully and making informed decisions.
Exactly, and having open communication with your potential partners in Pakistan to address any concerns you might have.
Another thing that stood out to me was the ambassador's emphasis on Pakistan's role in fostering U.S.-China relations.
He brought up their historical role in facilitating that initial opening back in the 70s.
It's fascinating how he presented Pakistan as a potential bridge between these two economic giants,
Right.
advocating for an economic corridor that benefits both.
It's a bold vision,
Yeah.
but it also highlights the geopolitical tightrope that Pakistan has to walk.
Exact. How realistic is it for Pakistan to maintain strong ties with both the U.S. and China?
Right.
Especially given the current tensions.
It's a complex issue,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's a simple answer.
The ambassador didn't offer any easy solutions either.
He emphasized Pakistan's sovereign right to maintain good relations with all nations, but he also acknowledged the need to navigate those relationships carefully.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
And it's a situation that requires a lot of diplomatic finesse.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see how Pakistan manages these relationships in the years to come.
And how those relationships impact the global landscape as a whole.
Now let's talk a bit more about the Pakistani-American community.
Okay.
The ambassador sees them as a vital asset,
Right.
a bridge between the two nations.
He's not just paying lip service.
Right.
He specifically asked for their support in strengthening U.S.-Pakistan relations.
Right. And he highlighted their contributions to both countries,
Yeah.
emphasizing their role in fostering economic, political, and cultural ties.
He sees them as uniquely positioned to advocate for stronger ties and to help bridge that cultural divide.
And he's not just talking about the elite or the politically connected.
Yeah.
He's talking about everyday people using their voices and their connections to make a difference.
It's about building relationships, sharing stories, and creating a more nuanced understanding of Pakistan and its people.
He even talked about how strengthening those ties would also strengthen the Pakistani-American community's identity within the U.S.
It's a powerful message,
Yeah.
recognizing the interconnectedness of these issues.
And it's a reminder that diplomacy isn't just about governments and treaties.
Right.
It's about people.
Mm-hmm.
It's about relationships.
Yeah.
It's about building bridges of understanding.
It's about seeing the world through multiple lenses and recognizing the shared humanity that connects us all.
Let's go back to the ambassador's call to action.
Okay.
He wants people to move beyond just talk and create tangible opportunities for collaboration.
So let's brainstorm some more. What are some specific things that individuals, businesses, and organizations can do to make that happen?
We already talked about businesses exploring opportunities in Pakistan's tech sector and individuals supporting cultural exchange and educational initiatives.
Right.
What else can we add to that list?
Well, we could encourage our elected officials to prioritize strengthening U.S.-Pakistan relations.
Right. Write to your congressperson.
Yeah.
Attend town hall meetings. Make your voice heard.
Exactly. Let them know that this is an issue that matters to you.
And we can also support organizations that are working to build bridges between the U.S. and Pakistan.
There are a lot of NGOs doing great work in areas like education, healthcare, and economic development.
Right. Volunteering your time.
Yeah.
Donating money. Or simply spreading awareness about their work can make a difference.
And don't underestimate the power of social media.
Oh, yeah. Sharing stories, articles, and videos that promote understanding and challenge stereotypes can help shift the narrative.
Exactly. It's about amplifying the voices of those who are working to build a more collaborative and peaceful world.
The ambassador also emphasized the importance of economic ties.
Right. He sees trade and investment as key drivers of a stronger relationship.
So what are some ways to boost those economic ties?
Well, U.S. companies can explore importing goods from Pakistan.
They have a diverse range of products,
Yeah.
from textiles and handicrafts to agricultural goods and technology solutions.
And we can also support fair trade practices that ensure Pakistani businesses and workers benefit from those economic partnerships.
It's about creating a win-win scenario where both sides prosper.
Exactly. And it's about recognizing the interconnectedness of our economies.
Now, let's not forget about the power of education.
Right.
We talked about university partnerships and exchange programs. But what about supporting educational initiatives within Pakistan?
That's a great point. There are many organizations working to improve access to quality education for all children in Pakistan.
Right. Supporting those efforts can have a long-term impact, not just on individual lives, but on the future of the country as a whole.
It's an investment in the next generation.
Right.
And in the potential of a brighter future for Pakistan.
The ambassador didn't shy away from addressing the challenges facing Pakistan.
Right.
He talked about terrorism, climate change, poverty.
Right. He acknowledged those issues.
Yeah.
But he also emphasized Pakistan's resilience and its determination to overcome those challenges.
And he sees the U.S. as a partner in that effort.
Exactly. He believes that by working together, the two countries can make a real difference in addressing those shared global challenges.
So it's not about ignoring the problems.
No.
It's about acknowledging them and finding solutions together.
It's about recognizing that we're all in this together.
Right.
And that our fates are intertwined.
I want to go back to something the ambassador said that really resonated with me.
Okay.
He talked about moving beyond just talk and taking action.
It's a powerful message,
Yeah.
and it's a challenge to all of us.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the rhetoric. But what are we actually doing to make a difference?
He's calling for a shift from passive observation to active participation.
Exactly. It's about taking ownership of our role in shaping a better future,
Right.
both for ourselves and for the world around us.
It's about moving from surf Pakistan to surf Sab.
Wow.
Only all of us.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're all in this together
And
and that we all have a part to play.
that by working together, we can create a world that's more just, more peaceful, and more prosperous for everyone.
Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
Okay, I'm listening.
The ambassador talked about the importance of building bridges of understanding between the U.S. and Pakistan.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
For me, it's about recognizing our shared humanity despite our differences.
Right. It's about seeing each other as individuals,
Yeah.
not just as representatives of countries or cultures.
It's about listening to each other's stories, learning from each other's experiences, and finding common ground.
And it's about working together to build a future where those bridges of understanding become pathways to peace, prosperity, and progress for all.
Beautifully said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
I agree. We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive into Pakistan's tech scene and its evolving relationship with the U.S. We've been on quite a journey exploring Pakistan's tech ambitions and its evolving relationship with the U.S., haven't we?
It's been fascinating unpacking this insightful interview with Pakistan's ambassador to the U.S., especially delving into the potential of Pakistan's tech scene and those complex geopolitical dynamics.
And we've covered so much ground, the possibilities for collaboration, that balancing act between China and the U.S.,
Right.
the vital role of the Pakistani-American community.
But as we wrap up this deep dive, I keep coming back to a line the ambassador said. Let's not just develop this as a hashtag, let's act on it. Surf Pakistan.
Exactly.
It's a powerful call to action.
Yeah.
A challenge to move beyond words and actually make a difference.
It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of these possibilities,
Right.
but what are we doing to turn them into reality? That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Change often starts with small steps, and those steps are different for everyone.
So let's break it down for our listeners.
Okay.
What are some concrete actions people can take to contribute to a stronger U.S.-Pakistan relationship?
Well, if you're in the tech industry, maybe you could explore outsourcing some of your development work to Pakistan.
Right.
Tapping into that pool of skilled and affordable talent,
Right.
the ambassador highlighted.
Remember, 70% cheaper than U.S. counterparts?
But it's not just about saving money.
Right.
It's about creating opportunities, building partnerships,
Yeah.
fostering innovation in a whole new way.
Precisely. And if you're in finance,
Yeah.
perhaps you could look into investment opportunities in Pakistan's tech sector. Help those startups grow.
Right.
Support their expansion into global markets.
Imagine being part of that growth story
Yeah.
of bringing cutting-edge Pakistani tech to the world.
And for those who aren't in the business world,
Right.
there are still so many ways to get involved.
Remember the ambassador's emphasis on cultural exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a Pakistani film festival.
Okay.
Try a new restaurant.
Yeah.
Learn a few Urdu phrases.
Little things can make a big difference.
It's all about expanding your horizons.
Right.
Appreciating the richness and diversity of Pakistani culture firsthand.
And don't underestimate the power of conversation.
Right?
Talk to your friends and family.
Yeah.
Share what you've learned. Post insightful articles on social media.
I'd break down stereotypes and open people's minds.
It's about being an advocate for understanding, a bridge builder in your own community.
And let's not forget that million-strong Pakistani-American community.
Right.
That vital asset the ambassador highlighted.
If you're a part of that community,
Yeah.
use your voice. Share your story. Connect with your elected officials.
Advocate for policies that support a stronger U.S.-Pakistan relationship.
And if you're not Pakistani-American,
Right.
reach out to those who are. Learn from their experiences, build friendships, create those person-to-person connections that are the foundation of any strong relationship.
The ambassador's message ultimately boils down to hope, to recognizing the power of human connection, to overcome challenges and build a better future together.
It's a powerful reminder that change starts with us.
Right.
Even small actions can make a difference when we act with intention and a shared purpose.
So let's not just leave this as a conversation.
Okay.
Let's take the ambassador's challenge to heart.
Yeah.
Let's move beyond the hashtag and make Surf Pakistan a reality.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Mansuri Review. Keep watching the Mansuri Show, reading Pakistan Link and Urdu Link, and stay linked to Pakistan. See you next time.
And as you go about your day, let those words, Surf Pakistan, inspire you to think about how you can play a part in building a more connected and understanding world. What will your contribution be?